Hello, good afternoon everybody, esteemed panel of judges. My name is Everpeaks. I am one of the founders of Everpeaks Consulting. We are an e-commerce enabler in the ecosystem. So what we do is that we generate brand sales for manufacturers and brand owners globally. Okay? So what is the problem that we address? We're direct and we're very focused on solving the issue that brands fail to sell effectively on Amazon and eBay. So anybody here sell on Amazon and eBay? No. Okay. Huge customer base, right? Potentially. So Everpeaks is an end-to-end service provider. We generate export sales for our clients. Very pretty simple value proposition. Okay? What we do strategy, planning, customer support, second apps, advertising, daily operations, performance management, and brand management for manufacturers or brand owners around the country. Okay? How do we charge? Pretty simple. 3,500 ringgit per month, revenue share of 7%, 1-year contract. Pretty simple. If they add more platforms, we give a discount, right? We reduce it by 20%. What is our target market? We target brand owners and manufacturers. Currently in Malaysia, but if you think about it, right? Amazon and eBay. Anybody around the world wants to sell on Amazon and eBay, right? So we can actually target any brand owner and manufacturer around the world. The market size is massive. 2019, 3.45 trillion US dollars in trade on e-commerce. So we want a part of that. We want to enable brand owners and manufacturers to start selling that. Why are we different? Why are we not the same as any other e-commerce consultant or e-commerce guru, or as they say, fake gurus out there, right? So firstly, we are accredited by Amazon itself. If you go to Amazon, you search for the solution provider network, we are the only one in Southeast Asia in that platform. Next, we are the only eBay channel partner in Malaysia. Now why do I emphasize this? We went through hell and back to get this accreditation. Amazon doesn't likely give you authorization to use their logos, neither does eBay. And we managed to get both of them, the biggest competitors in the global e-commerce world, on our page, right? So we've got separate agreements. They may not know about each other, but they know about us. Okay, our financials, back to the fundamentals. We're a 3-year-old company. We've done 2 years of audited results. And let's talk about what we've done for our clients. So this graph here represents, number one, what we've generated as an average revenue point per client and total revenue, right? So total export revenue that we generated in 2017 was 1.75 million, per client 0.58, okay? In 2018 that went up to 0.75 per client, and we generated 3.77 million in export revenue. Finally, in 2019, we forecast that we will get 1.06 million per client, and we generated 8.51 million ringgit in revenue. So we've been growing organically through hard work in enabling brand owners. Now, our flagship client is someone that may be familiar to you guys. It's a household name in Malaysia, 130-year-old brand. They're known as Royal Selangor. So we grew Royal Selangor year on year at 100%. Okay. Secondly, this shows our revenue versus client revenue. So this is how much we generated for the clients, and this is how much our revenue was. So we grew from 159,000 to 525,000 in 1 year, and we forecast to go to 1 mil this year. So it's a more than 100% year-on-year growth, right? So we have audited numbers. This is very berhad, yeah. So our offer to everybody here is that we are looking to raise 750,000 for 10% of the company. What we're going to use it for, mainly manpower, marketing and tech, right? 150k for tech, 200 for sales and marketing, and again, 400k for manpower. Understand that we are a consultancy, so a lot of the workload is hiring consultants and senior executives who are able to do client management. Right now we function at probably a 2-to-1 ratio. We're going to bring it to 1.4. Then we make money. That's per client, so staff per client ratio. Okay, future plans. Now, being in the e-commerce scene, we see a lot of gaps in the market, and one of the major things that we want to address for global exporters is returns and fulfillment. So, we are going to build the first digital hub, which is functioning as a fully integrated warehousing solution that is duty-free. We have signed a contract with the service provider. It will go live in Q2. Where we will enable brands from around the world to distribute into Southeast Asia through our hub and concurrently be able to sell live digitally on all the relevantly integrated platforms. So give you an example, make it more clear, right? A bit complicated sentence. Okay, so a brand like Nike wants to send something to Southeast Asia. They send one container of products to every country. They pay the duties, shipping costs, and whatever not. Instead of which, they send 6 containers to our warehouse. Firstly, they save because they do not pay duties, right? They save 10% straight away at the very least if it's 10%. Stock goes into our warehouse. We break bulk and we store it into the inventory system. It goes live onto our tech platform, which is fully integrated with Amazon, eBay, Shopify, Lazada, and possibly other custom websites. So you can do B2B sales, B2C sales. You can decide, hey, ship one small batch to my distributor in this country, one small batch to my dealer in that country. Through a centralized system, that's real time. This will be launched in Q2. Tech is already there. We just need to run a feasibility.
Joaquin, will you wrap it up?
Sure. Besides this, just want to share with you that I advocate export e-commerce within the Malaysian ecosystem. For you who have seen us in any platform, we share knowledge on Amazon and eBay. We enable brands. We actually support Madrid and MBEC in a lot of their events. And when it comes to policy making, we give input as an e-commerce player within the infrastructure. Okay, so we've been here for 3 years. We hope to get your support to grow and do a lot more. Okay. Next, we'll be building content funnels to disseminate content within the ecosystem. We will grow our partnership with Amazon and eBay. We are a Malaysian services exporter. We work with MIDA to activate trade representation as well. And we intend to build a hub and spoke model. So strategy performance is in Malaysia, business development in multiple countries where we can generate sales from clients there.
Okay, thank you, Joaquin.
Okay.
If I can open it up to the judges for questions.
Sure. Any questions, please?
Joaquin, thanks for your presentation. It seems to me this is a heavily client servicing business, is that correct?
It is.
How do you scale?
We scale via, because it's built, number one, on integrations that work on the global platforms, right? So the workload becomes at the start of client signing. So as I said earlier, 2 manpower per client is our current load. So every time we hire a client, make sure the revenue point is above that cost, and then we grow further.
So is it safe to say that per revenue per employee is 500,000 ringgit?
Per revenue per employee. Our customer revenue is about 100,000 per year. That's the general cost. So we want to hire between probably 3,000 to 4,000 ringgit per employee. So it'll be about 8,000 per cost. Then
What are
it goes
you
up.
investing in the tech? You don't spend only 150,000. What are you investing there?
Okay, so the tech that we use, we do not intend to directly build the core fundamental tech, because what we do is that we integrate with Amazon and eBay. Now the cost to build tech that integrates with this platform, especially multiple layers, it's not something many tech companies can handle. So we work with the best in the industry. We are a partner with Channel Advisor. They're a New York listed company, the biggest ERP in the e-commerce industry. And with their partner here, we build on them. They cost 100 grand a year and scale according to the amount of throughput that you put through. So because of that, we built this and we integrate it according to the customer dashboard. So that we build, right? So that's a simple database, projections, dashboards and things like that integrate into our centralized database. But we do not intend to build the core tech because that is going to be very, very expensive. Why reinvent the wheel, right? For us, it's generating sales for clients. That's the real key. Any questions?
Question.
Sure.
So tell me more about that, the duty-free or sort of like the export market. I know like most of your the Amazon eBay are selling regionally or internationally,
Yes.
but do you see how do you see the growth in sort of like your regional duty-free and export plans, that last slide that you
Okay, the last slide. Let me go to that. Yeah.
I'm asking because I think you take 7% of the revenue, right? So I guess the more that grows, the more you.
Slide pick is not working. Yeah, okay, so the business model for the warehousing system is rent a shelf basis. So that's a very different business model from the consultancy. Consultancy is meant to bring companies from here to US. The warehousing solution is from there to come here. So when they want to distribute in Southeast Asia, they don't understand localization, they have difficulty distributing their products, or they want a more efficient way of distributing where, instead of bonded warehouses in multiple countries, Go to Everpeaks, you get your bonded warehouse, you get your distribution sorted, you get your digitization sorted as well. So we've got added value services when you store with us. Let's say, okay, send a container to you, we digitize it straight away. It's live on the website, it's live on Lazada, live on Amazon, live on eBay, and centralized inventory.
So the fundraising you're doing, is it for the consulting business or the distribution business?
The distribution business actually is built on the same tech platform that we run the consultancy on. So there's no added capex or massive opex that we're looking to establish for that. It's actually ready to go as long as the feasibility is done. There are some integrations that we can improve once it's good to go, but we need to launch it and test it first, right? So this is for the consultancy. It is for the consultancy. As you can see, a lot of the manpower, can just go back to the slides of the... Not working. Okay, so yeah, majority of our spend is actually going to be on manpower over there, right? Previous one, yeah. Okay, so rate 54% is on manpower because we're a manpower-centric, heavy organization, right?
You use the word feasibility for future, right? Does it mean that? Sorry, everyone can't hear me.
Yeah, so you use the word feasibility for your future plans, right? So to me, when you mention the word feasibility, it means that you're still studying whether you guys want to proceed or not. So are the plans actually in place to move forward, or are you guys still just finding your way to see whether it's possible to venture into that line of business?
Okay, good question. Right, first about feasibility, the way we run business is that we create systems that are multiple layers of efficiencies. So that global warehouse that we created in KLIA is actually serves as a purpose for our managed clients to bring back goods that are consolidated from warehouses around the world. As you know, one of the major issues with Malaysian exporters getting successful on these platforms is that they can't handle returns. So we have distributed warehouses in US, France, Italy, Germany, Spain. So when sellers need to return, who are our clients, we provide them the address, they ship the goods there. Now the problem is if you ship it back to Malaysia, you need to provide your K2 form and declare that, oh, I paid export here, then you can bring it back and then you defer the export rate.